The Nun was directed by Corin Hardy and stars Taissa Farmiga as Sister Irene. This could count as my 200 subscriber special because I don't normally review horror movies. I don't generally watch horror movies. But I have seen The Conjuring and I didn't mind it. It was one of the first horror movies that I did not mind. I enjoyed it because the two people that played Ed and Lorraine Warren in that movie, if you haven't seen The Conjuring, please see The Conjuring if you like horror movies. If you don't like horror movies and they disturb you and they make you, unable to sleep and you don't like horror movies, then don't watch The Conjuring. But if you enjoy horror movies, go ahead and watch it. It's a very entertaining movie. And I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of people that when I tell them that I'm going to see this horror movie that has these demonic presences, that has these, supernatural things in it or themes, I have people telling me that, it's gonna, possess me for days or that it's gonna make me feel worse in the next coming days. And to them, I just say it's a movie. These horror movies are just movies, but I I like a thrill. I like seeing a movie that challenges me and makes me see new things and broadens my range. And this movie is no different. I was excited to go and see this movie because it was a prequel to The Conjuring, and I'm not usually a fan of prequels. My logic is that if you make a prequel, why didn't you just make that story in the first place and then make the one that you made? But that's not the way things work. This movie has a lot of jump scares. This is a spoiler-free review. This movie is still in some theaters where I am, so this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so I'll be talking very generally about this movie. Basically, it stars the main presence in here is the Nun, which is one of the main demonic presences in The Conjuring 2, if I remember correctly. And it has a lot of jump scares, and it's about a young sister that hasn't taken her vows yet. And it's set around that kind of a premise. And lots of jump scares ensue, and you can tell when they're coming. As someone that does not see a lot of horror movies, as someone that isn't particularly a fan of horror movies, I chose to see this as if I was a fan of horror movies. I saw The Conjuring, I saw The Conjuring 2, I went and saw It, the recent Stephen King adaptation. I saw some other classic horror movies just to get myself in the mood of what should go into a horror movie. And I saw this one, and I saw a lot of the common things that happen in horror movies, the jump scares, a lot of the almost like footage kind of scenes, things like that. And I found that took me out of the movie a little bit, but The Nun is a well done movie. James Wan, who wrote and directed the first two Conjuring movies, his presence is heavily felt in this movie because he did help write the story for this. And it's a well done movie. It looks nice. The actors did a great job, and Vera Farmiga plays the original Lorraine Warren in the Conjuring movies, and the lady that plays Sister Irene in this movie, at first I thought, wow, they must have CG'd a younger Vera Farmiga into this movie, but no, I found out it's actually a relative of hers named Taissa Farmiga. I believe that's how you pronounce her first name, that did this role, and she does very well. She's the most likable person in the movie, and I will say, as someone that doesn't see a lot of horror movies, this movie had me fairly on the edge of my seat just because it had me feeling very unsettled throughout the entire movie. It was very unsettling. It was very dark. There isn't a lot of light elements in this movie. It's very dark. There's lots of suspenseful scenes, and some of the jump scares you can sense them coming from a mile away, like they're walking through a hallway and then the camera pans over to the side, and then when it comes back there's someone standing behind them or something jumps out from the side of a wall. You can see it coming. This movie is well done, though. If you like horror movies, it's very good, and you should see it. It's still in theaters. Enjoy it. Give it your support. This is a review that I didn't think I was going to do. It's a movie I didn't think I was going to watch, but I found myself enjoying it. I'm going to give it about a 6.5 out of 10. Just for my sake, seeing it through the eyes of somebody that is a horror movie fan, through those eyes, for a movie reviewer, for me, it's not for me. It's a 6.5 out of 10. But for somebody that loves horror movies, you will enjoy it. Go and see it. But for me, it's not something that I'm going to watch anytime soon again, and it's not something I'm going to be adding to my collection, but I am glad I watched it because it was something new. Thank you very much as always for watching. Thank you to everyone that subscribed to my channel so far. I look forward to doing more movie reviews very soon. Thank you so much. You all have a great day. Take care.